Wow, Sam, you look like you're enjoying yourself.
What? Oh, sorry. I'm just having a bit of fun over here. You know how it is.
Yeah, I do. We should probably get the show now.
Yeah, I guess so.
Hello, and welcome to our first virtual episode of Trojan TV. I'm Ethan,
And I'm Cam.
and you're watching Trojan TV. Hey East, welcome back to this episode dedicated to changes. We have a lot to cover over this episode about new students, teacher profiles, and how students are feeling about the new backpack situation.
A lot of students had to make the difficult decision on whether or not they wanted to go back to in person or to stay online. However, students were not the only ones to have to make this decision. Mr. Taylor made his decision to go back to school, but not in the sense you think he would. Christian and Gabe caught up with Mr. Taylor to see why he chose this unique way to teach during the pandemic.
While most teachers are coming to school with a classroom full of students, Mr. Taylor is teaching in an empty one.
I wasn't originally expecting to do this. They asked me just before the start of school, as more and more students were enrolling in live online learning, they needed teachers to teach those extra students. So they asked, and I was a good person for the job, and so I agreed.
Mr. Taylor is teaching at school online, and this can be a challenge for him and his students.
Some things aren't much different. Some things might even be a little easier, but some things are a lot harder. The simple things in a classroom, like just giving someone a map in a geography class, is a lot harder when you have to do it online. How do the students draw on the map? How do they show you the map? How do they turn the map in? So some things are 100 times harder, and some things really are about the same, but even if it's not hard, it's usually different. Online learning is, everyone's got their challenges. So the kids who are face-to-face, they've got challenges. Wearing the masks, cleaning the desks, maybe worrying about getting sick or about being sick and having someone at home come down with it. So everyone's got challenges this year. The online students, their challenge is, getting that social interaction, moving around, cutting back on screen time. So no matter what, people have challenges this year. I think most of us have had a little bit of online learning, so we know a little bit about how it feels. And, just imagine doing that for months or a year. It's just, it's a different experience, and it's not for everybody. And the reasons students do online learning will change. Some students are doing it for health reasons. Some students are doing it because of their parents' jobs and where their parents are needed, and maybe the inability to possibly bring a disease home because their parents are working with sensitive people. I've had some students say they're doing it just because they like learning online. So everyone's got their different reasons, but I would just want students to know that online learning, honestly, we have fun most of the time. I've had some extremely fun classes. We still laugh, we still learn stuff, we still get along with each other and have conversations. It's just different. So it's not better or worse, it's just different.
This has been Christian and Gabe reporting from Trojan TV.
It's great that Mr. Taylor is teaching online and still helping his students while staying safe on top of everything. Speaking of changes, another big change this year is carrying around our backpacks instead of having a locker. I personally don't really mind it, but some other students have different views on the matter. So tell me, Ethan, how do you feel about carrying your belongings to every class?
To be honest with you, I really enjoy the backpack situation because it takes away the stress of being late for class. It also helps when everything is with you and you don't forget stuff in your locker. Those are our opinions, but they are innate as students what their opinion is on the new backpack situation.
Let's see what they have to say.
Due to COVID-19, students had to ditch their lockers for backpacks. Like most changes, students had mixed opinions on the move.
I would prefer backpacks just because you have everything with you and you don't need to, if you forgot something at your locker, you wouldn't have to run all the way back. And so the backpacks are just kind of there with you all the time, and it's easier to get something.
I would prefer lockers because Personally, for me, I have a condition called lordosis, which is a disorder in my back, which makes it hard for me to function with daily life in general without having pain. So lockers would be a lot more efficient and easy for me to use rather than carrying around a backpack on my shoulders all day.
Some students wanted to share some ideas to improve the policy.
I'd say that teachers should have like a specific spot that they want you to keep your backpack, just because it's easy to trip over them and everything in the classrooms.
Maybe make the hallways a little bit like, I don't know, maybe like spaced out so that more people have room to walk with their backpacks. Or if you're rolling a backpack like I am, then it's just easier and people don't trip on it. I think we should be able to choose lockers, but I think that it should be a decision that's made when we know that we can be safe at school.
The backpacks are a lot more convenient, I feel like, for a lot of people, so I feel like it should be up to them which one they prefer.
This has been Thayer and Nate reporting for Trojan TV.
On to some slightly less exciting and devastating news. One of our favorite teachers here at East, Mrs. Zabel, has retired this year. Many of her former students were extremely disappointed and shocked at this sudden announcement.
Oh yeah, for sure. I know I was. It really caught me off guard when I heard the news. I was just as surprised as I'm sure many other students were.
Yes, it was very surprising. But luckily, McKeely and Ethan got one final farewell story to see how some students felt and how Mrs. Zabel is doing in her retirement. Let's take a look.
Mrs. Zabel, who is easily one of East's most favorite and memorable teachers, recently retired. She taught in TCAPS for 35 years and at East for the last 15. We caught up with her and some of her former students to see how they felt about her decision to retire.
I miss the music, and mostly I miss the people, the students, the teachers, the staff, the principals. It's a really great, great place. My favorite moments are those moments when, whether it was in rehearsal or at a concert, we all felt connected. We knew that we were singing the music as one, we were feeling it as one, and if there was an audience there, we knew they felt it as well. And those moments will forever shine for me. But I also loved it when kids did creative skits and sang songs for me, when they came up with a brilliant idea. And those moments when students were very shy, sang in front of the class, and we were all just blown away by their courage.
The students loved her for her upbeat and positive attitude.
She was a really good teacher. She knew how to teach really well. She always stayed in like a positive mood.
She was amazing. She had an amazing character. She knew how to work with everyone. She really just loved her subject.
In my class, it was really funny when we did like a chocolate Oreo song. A few people went up in the front and they like danced like really funny.
Probably one of the best times was when we got to use the drums.
Students were very devastated about her retiring.
I was really sad because she was a really good teacher, but I wasn't gonna have her again because I was doing a different class. But yeah, I was still really sad.
I didn't even know what to say when I heard she retired. It was just so shocking because she was a family friend for so many years. And I just didn't know how to handle it.
I guess what I'd want to say is that this is a very odd time, and one of the things that has made East a great place is that we care about each other, and I include myself in that because I still care about all of you, and that just please be kind, watch out for each other, take care, and appreciate the time that you have together here. It's a really special place.
This has been Ethan and McKeely reporting for Trojan TV. It's really amazing to see that she's doing well. Have you ever met Mrs. Zabel?
No, I cannot say that I have.
Well, from my personal experience with her, she is without a doubt an immensely gracious and caring teacher.
From what I've heard, she sounds very nice. A teacher who's filling in Mrs. Zabel's shoes.
Those must be some pretty big shoes to fill, and I mean literally.
Okay. Anyways, it's Mr. Schaefer. I've heard he's great too. Jordy and Jackson caught up with him and found out how he's doing here at East.
This is actually my first full year of teaching. I was at Central High School for a semester this past spring. I graduated from U of M back in December, so this is my first full year of teaching. Definitely didn't expect it to be like this, but it's been a great experience so far. The kids are awesome and would not want to be anywhere else right now. I want to accomplish a lot. I think obviously this year looks different. We all know that, and there's a great chance that we may not see a live performance this year. And so I think this is a great opportunity to really challenge my students, to really push them right now with music. I know you guys came in to see some of 8th grades working on Skyfall from James Bond, and that's been a challenge. But I think this is an opportunity to do that, especially with the less pressure of there not being a live performance. And I really think the kids are responding well to what we're doing, and obviously things are not traditionally in choir this year. I grew up in Novi, Michigan. It's about 4 hours south of here. It's in sort of the Metro Detroit area. I really like Eminem and I like Coldplay. They're very different, but those two would be my top two. My favorite food, I love anything Mexican, but if I had to pick one place to go here, it'd be Filling Station.
This has been Jordy and Jackson reporting for Trojan TV.
Well, that's great to see that he's doing well, even during this chaotic year.
Yeah, it seems he's filling in Mrs. Sabelle's shoes perfectly.
That wraps up this episode of Trojan TV.
You can find all of our videos on our YouTube channel, Trojan TV East, and follow our DMC staff on Instagram and Facebook at EastDMC, and check out extended news and feature coverage on our website, The Link.
Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Have a great weekend, Trojans. Goodbye.
Bye.